Juventus back to the top of the table in Serie A after a 2-1 win today against Genoa. What a match it turned out to be. Genoa down to 9 men by the final whistle. It was 1-1 going into injury time. Ronaldo thought he scored. VAR overturned it for offside. And moments later, Ronaldo brought down in the box, wins the penalty, converts the spot kick to give Juve the win. A lot of debate about whether or not Ronaldo dived.
No, he didn't dive. I do believe there was contact, and at the end of the day, it was dumb defending. You know, he stands you up in your own penalty box. The only thing you can do is stay between him and the goal, and do not throw a leg in. And what did the defender do? He threw a leg in. Ronaldo ran straight into it. It's a penalty kick.
Do you know what a lot of debate constitutes? 3 individuals watching a game in a room, and one of them shouting, "He's dived!"
Well, if
there's no contact.
Look at social media, would suggest the debate is wider than our television viewing office. Penalty for you?
Yes.
No question?
Yes.
No doubt?
No, I mean, well, there's always a doubt.
Well, not really.
I'll tell you, put it this way.
I think it was
the referee, when it happened,
Yep.
in a split second, the referee went penalty.
Right.
So,
and they're always right.
So straight away, you know it's going to have to be there's going to have to be a huge gap between his leg and the guy's toe for the ref to cancel it, and there's not. And in fact, there is contact, and it's a penalty kick.
By the way, Serie A's doing my head in at the moment with the VAR and everybody. This has got to be the worst league in the world for complaining to officials when a VAR decision is being adjudicated, and they're all surrounding the referee, and they're all at the technical area, and it takes an age to clear them. And then Ancelotti, when his game was off, and he gets sent off, and it was like, oh my God, all this kind of nonsense.
We'll talk about Napoli in a moment. Jules, penalty for you?
Oh, sorry.
I'm not so sure. I'm not as sure as the boys that it was not a dive and that Ronaldo, there was really contact there. I think the fact that it was in the 96th minute against the Genoa team, as you said, who had played for 30 minutes with 9 men against 11 before Rabiot got sent off himself to make it 10 against 9. And I thought Juve were, again, quite underwhelming, to be fair. Same against Lecce at the weekend. Again tonight, this time at home. I just don't think they played that well. They had a few chances that they missed, but against the Genoa team, who came back in the game as well to make it 1-1, then got those 2 players sent off in the space of, 6 or 7 minutes. I thought Juve should have done much, much better. And, I mean, in the end, there was a feeling when you were watching the game, you knew how it will end anyway, that they would get a good call at some point towards the end, and they did, and Ronaldo then scored that penalty, and it was actually, it was a good pen, but the keeper, the Genoa keeper, dived the right way as well, and could have easily saved it. So good for Juventus, but I still think there's a long, long way to go for Sarri with that team.
Meanwhile, more controversy in Italy today. In the early game, Napoli taking on Atalanta. This one finished 2-2. Atalanta with a late goal, which just was a catalyst for so many protests amongst the Napoli players and coaches. As Craig mentioned, Carlo Ancelotti was sent off during the melee after the goal was awarded. The big question about whether or not the goal should have stood or not was that Napoli felt there was a foul on Llorente in the box at the other end, and they should have had a penalty. Obviously, nothing was given. Atalanta go up the other end, get the equaliser. Where do you stand on this, Stevie?
I think they actually got this correct. Llorente was about to be fouled, in my opinion. The defender actually had taken his eyes off the ball. The ball was going over the defender's head. He's turned and he's running at Llorente. Now, had Llorente just stood his ground, there is no question the defender would have run into him. It would have been an easy penalty to give. Unfortunately, Llorente has lifted his arm to protect himself, but he's lifted it towards the defender, and it's a straight arm, and it's caught the defender square in the head. And so the referee hasn't given a foul. They got the ball, and they've gone up the other side of the field and scored. And so I think in the end, it's the right decision.
Right decision?
Yeah, because of the arm, yes.
Right.
The actual foul occurs from Llorente before the rugby tackle, which is what it was, effectively, in the box. But he threw the arm up, and ultimately that was the first infringement. So therefore, and it would have been probably checked, therefore it was the correct call.
Jules?
I have to say, I thought it was a penalty. I think it's one of them that could have easily been given. I know they checked it on VAR and didn't think that there was a foul, like the boys explained. Watching it, at speed, I thought, in normal speed, I thought it was a pen, and I thought Napoli were a bit unlucky not to get that one. It doesn't explain how they switched off, and Atalanta went on the other side straight after and scored that second goal to make it 2-2. That shouldn't have happened, but I thought they were maybe a bit unlucky. And it was an amazing game, to be fair. And I think for Napoli, it was such a big one because they're still only 6th in the table. They haven't been playing well, haven't won enough matches in the last 3 games with draws. When Atalanta, on the other hand, have been flying and will be for sure the happiest of the 2 teams right now.
After the game, as always, the Napoli president, De Laurentiis, is never short of an opinion. He said, after tonight, football is dead, Jules.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, again, I was wondering at the end of this dramatic game what he would come up with, and I could have probably guessed or about to guess that he would have said something like that in that caliber. We know the character that he is. Carlo Ancelotti, as you said, got sent off. His assistant got sent off as well. I think there was maybe a yellow card for a couple of the Napoli players as well for the way they moaned at the referee and whinged. But De Laurentiis is just, football is dead. And it's funny when he's dead when he doesn't really suit his team, does it?
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.